and blood.
Revenge, death. Go hand in hand.
You fight or you die.
We die as warriors.
Perfect.
Well, hi, Guy. Jeff in Vegas. Good to see you again.
Hi, mate. How are you? Very good.
I'm
Very good.
doing
You
great.
too?
When I first started this over 25 years ago, you were my first junket. I did Ravenous. I just never forget that.
Oh, wow. Okay. Gosh.
Yeah. And do you remember the Four Seasons for Rules of Engagement? You were downstairs on a floor all by yourself, and we were doing other junkets, and they were poaching us from other junkets, going, "Hey, we have Guy Pearce downstairs. Do you want to go talk to him for Rules of Engagement?" And I remember walking in, and you were just, your leg was over the chair, and we sat there for like 20 minutes. And
Just
I know
hanging
you
out.
don't remember
Yeah,
that, but I do. So
totally. Like in 2000, in
yes,
near the
yes. So it's
2000 it was.
25 years ago.
Oh, amazing.
Hey,
Amazing. Oh, well, good to see you again, man.
good to see you too. And congratulations on The Convert. Wow, what an amazing film. And your character, he's a priest whose assignment is a British settlement in New Zealand around the 1830s. He's there to win souls for Jesus, but is his mission doomed from the start?
I think he doesn't even I don't even know if he believes his mission when he goes. He's really functioning on some sort of lifeline for himself. So he takes this as he's had. It's almost like he's had a dream or a calling from God to go and do this. And I think had he not, he would have sort of ended his own life because he'd reached some fairly dark places in his world. So he's thrown in the deep end, and I think he doesn't really have a handle on it. And I don't know if he has a handle on it even by the end of the movie. I mean, he does sort of by the end of the movie to a degree, but I think what he was sent there for is clearly in the end not what he was searching for. So
Well, only
there's
blood
something
redeemed.
interesting about.
They say that in the movie, only blood redeems blood. There's a fight between two tribes, but Monroe must fight or die, doesn't he?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I think on a bigger level for himself, to yeah, he's as I say, he's thrown in the deep end and he doesn't know what he's doing, and he's got to sort of keep his head above water.
I couldn't believe the realism in this. How important was it for the story and for the tribal presence? I mean, I felt like I was on location with you in the 1830s. I mean, I was transported away. So the attention to detail in this movie was uncanny.
Well, it's one of the things that Lee Tomahori, that's what's great about Lee. He's as well as being a delightful, fun, intellectual, brilliant guy to be around, to watch him work and to watch him sort of, have that focus on detail was really, I mean, the good thing in a way is I felt like I was out of my depth the whole time because I don't know this history and clearly Lee does. So I was sort of like the puppy dog pupil just following along behind saying, you tell me what to do and I'll do it. But in a way that worked for the story because that's my excuse anyway, but it worked for the story in that Monroe everything is new to him. This whole experience, this whole difference in culture, and not just the difference in culture, but him being there in that culture and what they thought about him being there. And it was important to kind of at least have the discussion beforehand about white man coming to save the natives story, which Lee was very clear that that's not what he wanted to make, because clearly Monroe was the one who needed to be saved more than anyone else. But it's a complex kind of idea, and I think they all learned from each other in a way. And I think the sacrifice that Monroe, I guess, makes as far as sort of offering himself up to them to whatever degree is seen as seen as sort of great humility. So I suppose what Monroe learns for himself in the end is that his purpose is perhaps to serve whatever that is, that he's whoever that is that he's serving. His purpose is to serve, which gives him a reason to live.
And such an incredible experience, a period piece, the tribal markings, the misty mountains. is there a better setting for an actor, you know, taking a role like this to really become somebody else?
Oh, not really. Not really. I mean, it's wonderful. It really is wonderful to have the world around you. I mean, it sounds like I'm being lazy, but to have the world around you do all that work for you, it's wonderful reminders that you as an actor can just be inside yourself, and that the film is telling the story. Because I think one of the default positions that us actors find ourselves in is that we think we've got to tell the whole movie in every moment that we're on camera. And really, I end up saying to myself, you know, what's the least amount I can do that still gets the point across? And when you've got all that behind you, when you've got those mountains, when you've got, you know, a very different world that a lot of people don't know and don't understand, that's so emotive and so powerful. Um, just standing in the middle of it all has an incredible effect. So it was great actually watching this film back. You know, I mean, I'm experienced enough now to know that I don't have to overact to get a point across. But watching the film back, I really felt even more than I did when I was there. When I was there, it was incredible, of course, being around all those people. But watching it back and feeling that the effect of that world was quite profound.
And watching it back, seeing Melbourne's performance, I mean, she was just like, I mean, we were there, but then to see it when it's all said and done, that was
She's
also an incredible discovery too in this film.
yeah, she's such a delight as well. She's just this gorgeous, fun, you know, cheeky kid, and I really, in a way, felt like she was the person of experience, and I was sort of learning from her, you know. So she was delightful. She was so delightful.
And also, you're riding that horse on the beach, man. You were going to full gallop. How many takes
Yeah,
was
and it had been about 3 years since I'd ridden a horse, so I said, oh no, I ride all the time, and I used to. But of course, I was a little bit sore the next day. But you know, to swim with a horse and to gallop. The tricky thing about galloping a horse on a beach is that you've got a drone hovering about the horse's head, sort of doing this, and the horse is freaking out and sort of pig rooting to the left and pig rooting to the right, and I'm trying not to be thrown off. So that was tricky, but fun.
Well, Guy, congratulations on an amazing film, an amazing role. Always a great time speaking to you, and I wish you best of luck with the film. And let's talk again
Thank
soon.
you very much. Yeah, great to see you again.